Hello, you're welcome to the Fixers Show. Hello, you're welcome to the Fixers Show.
Hello, Team Fixers. You're welcome to a brand new episode of the Fixers Show. My name is Deborah Dodoche, aka The Fixer, and I'm streaming live from the beautiful city of Accra, Ghana, the place where God lives. And I just want to show appreciation for everybody who's watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and giving us feedback that you love what we are doing. So let me know where you're watching us from. Type your location in the comment section. If you're going to be watching this as a live, tag hashtag live. And if you're going to be watching this as a replay, tag hashtag replay. And don't forget to share the broadcast. Invite as many people as you can, because today's topic is very, very interesting. We're talking cyberbullying vis-a-vis suicide. Because this month of November, for some strange reason, I started seeing so many people, so many suicide related posts coming up, and I thought to myself that I think it's something that we should look into, because it is beginning to go on the rise. So we've talked about other aspects. That was on Friday. We talked about is it Thursday? We talked about is failed relationship worth committing suicide, and I think I'm having a very good response. People are like, no, it's not worth it. But today, while I was just sitting, just lying on the chair, and something just occurred to me about cyberbullying, trolling vis-a-vis suicide. That's when I just said, no, the fact that this has come to me, let me reach out to my co-fixers and see if we could whip up something. But before we go into that, I just want to say that God rest his soul, Minister Samuel Koson, he passed yesterday at 51. And it was said, or rumor has it, he had some heart-related issues. But besides that, there was a rumor, or there was an issue that came out about Samuel Koson, about him having this affair with this lady in the United States of America. And the lady came out to call him out. And after the lady called him out, it became a very big issue on social media, and all the social media in-laws took out their daggers and their whips, and they came after Sami Oposun. And he came out publicly to say that, yes, I committed a crime, or I did whatever you guys are saying I did. I'm apologizing in front of everybody. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I stepped out of my wife. I stepped out of my relationship. And a lot of people didn't really take too kindly to it. A lot of people pushed back. A lot of people said some really terrible things to him. Being a minister, he should know better, and all the sanctimonious stuff. Also, let me bring to the fore this other situation that was trending a while back about a lady, supposedly her husband caught her with a prophet in their matrimonial bed, with some fetish stuff, some candles, and all of those things. And the husband recorded this woman, and he put it on social media. And like, you know, social media in-laws, they always have something to say. They trolled this woman for whatever reason, how prophets are doing this, wives are this, women going to prophets, gullibility of women, vulnerability of women, women are being taken advantage of, all the whole 9 yards. And I remember like a couple of weeks ago, I don't know, it's not up to weeks, a couple of days or so ago, I saw this post about saying that the woman committed suicide. She actually took her life. And I don't know if she left a note or she said something that it is because she couldn't stand the shame about the fact that the whole matter was brought on social media, and she committed suicide. And after she committed suicide, the same social media keyboard warriors that were all up in the woman's business started saying that, oh, if the man had not put it online, you know, he wouldn't have led her off the edge, led her into depression. So we're going to be looking at she had to commit suicide. So I'm beginning to ask
cyberbullying
myself a question. So where
suicide.
is the problem
Now
coming
let's
from?
come to the
Is it the
aspect
fact
of
that
the
nobody
person that
can
is
do
behind
wrong,
the
or is the
keyboard?
fact that we on the
What
other
is
side
it
of the
that goes
keyboard
through their
just
minds?
do
Or
not
what do
know
you
how
think
to
they are
handle
thinking when like a
Mhm.
story like that breaks out?
Because before you mentioned that it's a human nature. Yes, I understand that it's a
To be
human nature
candid,
to a
I don't
certain
know.
extent. Because okay, let me
Yes,
take my
human
case.
tendency.
Let me take my case for instance. When I'm behind the keyboard, and every time I see something broke out or a story breaks out, and I'm reading it from different blogs and from different angles, there is a way that I don't just rush to want to respond. I actually go through the post and go through
To make a
people's
response, yeah.
comments about what was said before I now go in to make my comment. And sometimes it's not always all the time that I even make a comment. I have this thing in me that gives me, I would say it's the Holy Spirit. It gives me a green light to what I should respond to and to what I should not respond to. And not only what I should respond to, but how I should respond to what I'm supposed to respond to. You would hardly read any of my posts or responses to anybody that is offensive. You won't get it. It's very difficult.
Random. And then
The person,
random.
yes, the person puts me on the edge. Like there was this post that somebody made. You know, Oraimo was advertising one of their newest products, and under it, a guy said, "I have you released or something one of your low quality products?" Or the person said something derogative. And it tricked me up because I use Oraimo products, and Oraimo products are one of the best accessories you could ever have. They're not paying me for advertising, but I'm just using it for purposes of this program. That when the person said that, I have used my headset is Oraimo, my extension cable is Oraimo, my speaker is Oraimo. I can vouch for their product. So when the person wrote that, it kind of ticked me off. So I went to the comment section and I wrote and I asked him, have you ever used an Oraimo product before? Because if you have actually used an Oraimo product before, you would certainly be making the comment you are making, because Oraimo products fall within the range of the Apples and the Samsungs. That's the comment I made. Then the person responded to me, said, anyway, because he is buying his data, he has a right to make his comment. So he's not going to respond, or he's not going to bother about what I said. When I saw the response, I had an urge to respond to what he said. But I said, what the heck? It doesn't really matter. I made my point. I don't need to go into a banter of words with him for whatever reason. Oraimo is not paying me. I'm not Oraimo's defense attorney. So I just pipe down. But there are some people that will not take that with a pinch of salt. They would want to push the discussion further, and it's going to get even messier. So that's what I'm bringing to the fore is the person on the other side of the keyboard, or the person that is having the product, or whatever the situation might be. You on this side have control of what you have to say or what you can say. Am I making sense?
Now let me interject. Yeah, you definitely you definitely are correct there. And that statement you made comes with several implications.
Okay.
That whoever is behind the keyboard has control over what they choose to say.
Thank you.
And that puts anybody who goes on social media on a very dangerous platform, where you have no control over what people will choose to say. You see, it goes both ways. And what's fueling this whole terrible atmosphere is certain bloggers who put out the story there in a way and give people the chance to say whatever. Have you noticed that? We have bloggers, we have people here. The moment a story comes out, they take it, maybe add a bit of sugar, salt. Anybody just reports what they want to report. And Yes, unfortunately, the masses can so easily be swayed by anything on social media.
Yeah.
There are few people who have a check. Yes. There are few people who have a check on what they have to say, like you are. Very few people. I also function like you. I often read, and there are times when I've been triggered and I want to really write something and thought I had that. I said, what's the point? Who is this anyway? Why am I wasting my energy exchanging words with someone, you know? Probably someone I don't know, will never meet. You know, not many people have that check. Not many people
have that kind of restraint. They have that kind of restraint.
And if you notice, so many things. Yes, restraint. Yes, and if you notice, if you want to just destroy someone, or if you want to just propagate a bad idea, use the social media.
Yeah.
Even before the advent of social media, what happened in Rwanda was just people making use of the airwaves to propagate some hateful ideology. And before we knew it, in less than a month, 800,000 people were slaughtered.
Wow.
So that's the danger with that space. Yes, that's the dangerous thing with that space. I don't know whether it's a spirit. We like to talk spirit type of thing, but that space, the airwaves, it's dangerous because it looks as if anything that gets in there, the moment it accesses the minds of people, it just takes over.
Yeah.
And people won't think. Most people won't sit back to reflect. Most people won't think of the repercussions of things they say. We've heard stories of where someone posted something, and 4 or 5 years down the line, that thing comes back up and attacks you.
Yeah.
People don't think, all start TikToking and twerking on TikTok. They don't know the repercussions tomorrow. They're not thinking. Yes. So that's the dangerous thing.
They say the internet never lies.
It never forgets.
It never forgets.
It never forgets. It keeps matters from now to tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that I was just trying to explain why the people behind the keyboard, in as much as they have the right to say what they want to say, that space has no rules.
Yeah.
Yes, that space, social media space, it has no rules. It's a jungle.
Yeah.
And so whatever
the jungle is it or be eaten.
Or nothing. Yeah, anything that gets in there, whether it's by you or by some other person, there is that. Because 1 minute you can propel you to stardom. You know, a few people simply because there's some people they were just caught on camera doing certain things, and boom, they are celebrities the next day.
Yes.
So it's anything can happen in that space.
Yeah.
Anything
it's true. Because why we are having this,
that's the difficult thing.
Why we are having this discussion is because of the fact that mental health is a very important aspect of our lives now. It's something that we are talking about. It's something that we are propagating. It's something that we are creating awareness. So people should understand that in as much as you have the freedom to write or say or speak or do whatever it is you want to do, you could also be a little bit circumspect as to the fact that the person that you're writing to or writing about is also a human being with feelings. And what you say can actually have an effect on what is going to happen or the outcome of the person's life. Because like I said earlier, not everybody is built the same. People are built differently. People have different temperaments. People have different ways they approach issues. There are people that they don't care if they're being trolled on social media. As a matter of fact, they like to be trolled because being trolled makes them popular. They get a hype or a high over being trolled because everybody seems to talk about their business. But there are also other people that, yes, they like the celebrity status. Yes, they like all of that. But the trolling sometimes is a little bit out of control. Yes, the space, we can control it. But we are still talking to individuals. We are still talking to human beings. We are still talking to people that have a conscience. Like yesterday, a post of the general overseer of Commonwealth of Zion, Koza, Pastor Biodun Fatoyibo, his picture came up on the internet, and he's like, they're opening a church in Manchester, and he took a picture, and the picture I would say I was surprised because the person didn't look like Fatoyibo. It looked like somebody else. He looked kind of pale and sickly. And when somebody wrote a statement, I don't know if it's on Twitter, that, oh, the way Pastor Biojo is looking and all that. So when the thing hit on Insta blog and on Linda Ikeji blog, people started writing on that, oh, it's karma. It's karma. This is what he did to Timi Dakolo's wife, and the things he has been doing to other women in the church is karma. This, that. People were already making assumptions and assuming and already throwing darts at Pastor Fatoyibo. And somebody made a statement. Somebody said this thing that you people are saying is the same thing that happened to Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick was sick. When his picture came out, he was so pale. Nobody knew that Chadwick was dealing with cancer. Nobody knew it. Immediately, the picture broke out. Everybody had something to say. Oh, Chadwick Boseman. Oh, the Black Panther. Oh, Wakanda forever. And when he later died, they say, oh, we didn't know he was sick. Oh, and they were all remorseful. Oh, rest in peace, Wakanda forever. All the hypocritical vibe. Now that we have Pastor Fatoyibo alive, I don't know what is wrong with him, and everybody's throwing darts. Let me assume for 1 minute that Pastor Biodo Fatoyibo takes up his phone and goes on Instagram and just to look and check and and just goes on that post that was said about him, and he reads through the comment. What are they thinking that he is going to be feeling because of some of the things that they are saying?
Words, people forget that words are like dead, or words have power.
Yes.
Words can actually pierce through your heart and can destroy and can build.
Yeah.
But that we're talking mental health, right? And I would like us to, as we proceed, where I will have that space and say anything. Because no matter how much everyone is screaming, oh, why we say this, but it keeps on repeating itself. It keeps on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am, which we are not promoting, but while we are working on conscientizing people not to do that, how about us looking at into one situation where you're trolled or so should do? How should you take it?
Definitely, we are going to talk about that. So we are on this side. We are going to talk about
protect yourself.
Yes, we are on this side of the spectrum. But what I'm just saying is, I'm bringing to the fore, like what you said earlier. I'm just saying that
people, if it goes,
I'm just saying that people have to
understand. If your secret leaks. Okay.
No, what I'm just saying is that I know what the Bible says, that words are spirit. And Jesus said the words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. And if a word is released, it does not come back void. It accomplishes purpose. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not by any means trying to tell people how to respond. I'm trying to push for empathy. Empathy.
Yeah.
That as human beings, we should have empathy.
That has been the buzzword lately.
You understand? We should be compassionate. Like you said, today it could be the turn of Cora Obidi. It could be the turn of Blessing CEO. It could be the turn of Pastor Fatoyibo. It could be the turn of another man of God or Apostle Johnson Suleiman, who is being trolled for whatever reason. And you look at the fact that you ask yourself the same question. If I was put in the spot and I had an issue, my nudes leaked, or this happened to me, my husband filmed me dressing up, or something happened to me, can I be able to stand it? Can I? So that's the part I'm coming from. That what happens to coffee can happen to cocoa. So we at the other end of the spectrum, I think it's more about projecting what we are. Because I think that there are some people who sit behind the keyboard who are so unhappy with their lives, and they need that thing, that next big story for them to forget about their own problem and begin to focus on another person's problem. And I also want to bring to bear a certain fact that I think could be a reason why we could be having such issues. You know, this issue of monetization. Monetization.
Yeah.
Bloggers being monetized. That the more views you have, the more subscribers you have, the more things you have, will make you get money from Facebook or for whatever platform that you're using. That has caused bloggers to go a bit cynical. Let me use that word. It's harsh. It's harsh. But I think
they go the extra mile to get they go the extra mile to search for stuff that will just get the views.
That would be very disparaging because there are some bloggers that don't have news. They talk about Kora Obidi and her husband. They'll practically lift
nothing
sections about Kora's video online and put it on their page. And because Kora Obidi has become a household name, for whatever reason, her divorce with Dr. Dean has become something overt. People just pick. Nobody has content again to educate. Very few bloggers are actually bringing educative content because they have seen that we on the other side, we love hype, we love negativity, we love to put people down.
Yes,
we love when
we
people
love
are
controversy.
Yes, we love controversy. So that is, we are feeding on that because you will hear some people say that when you read a story, they'll say next. It is. So if you're just joining us, this is the Fixer Show. We're talking cyberbullying, trolling vis-a-vis suicide. How somebody can be trolled to the extent that the person would take his own life. I'm so passionate about it. As a matter of fact, I'm so mad about it. Because I feel that yes, I can't tell people what to do. They are not kids. Everybody has his or her own opinion concerning an issue where the story breaks. But yes, people can be going through stuff that we may not even be aware about. So sometimes I am advocating on this other side as somebody who uses the keyboard, not necessarily as somebody who is on the other side of being trolled, but somebody who is on this side of the keyboard, that we should exercise some empathy. We should be compassionate. We should, at least before you write that thing, look at it once. How is that person that I'm going to write this thing to feel? Because most of the times we feel that, oh, because it's Apostle Johnson Suleiman, because it's Pastor Fatoyinbo, because it's Blessing CEO, because it's Kora Obidi, they may not even read my comment. Oh, so it doesn't really matter. So even if I say it, they may not read it. That's you can't guarantee that they won't read it. So it doesn't mean that because you think that they will not read it, that's why you should say it. So I'm advocating that, please, keyboard warriors, social media in-laws, I'm begging you, bloggers, I know you want to make money. I know you want your blog to fly. I know you want to do all of that, but please just cut us some slacks, because these people that you are talking about, they are human beings. They have blood on your vein. That's how Kora Obidi is only the grace of God. I'm sure she's even having some chronic depression, because with chronic depression, you can live with the symptoms for a bit longer. And I'm beginning to sense that this girl is depressed, because when you see the kind of things that people write about her, it's so disheartening. For whatever reason, the last time she got divorced from Dr. Dean, and she came on the internet and she was dancing and celebrating. Everybody, divorce is a shameful thing. You should be ashamed of yourself. Why are you celebrating divorce? Look at you, look at you. And I'm like, you who is saying that thing to this woman, must you say it? Must you talk? You must not say it. She's divorced. She knows what she's gone through in the marriage. And all the things that Justin Dean or Dr. Dean has been trying to do, going behind her back, talking to the attorneys, trying to get Athena and Junie from her. She has to deal with stress and depression and anxiety and all those things. And if she says that she's celebrating her, I have not responded. I read it on the internet about she's celebrating the fact that she's divorced. I never responded. I had the option of responding to Cora Obidi to say that, oh yes, Cora, you are divorced. Ah, hey, 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 laugh. Oh, it's FC right, this and that. But I chose, oh, sorry, my network's acting up. But I chose not to go that route. I just read the post, and instead of me saying something malicious to Cora about her divorce or whatever I felt about the situation, I just stayed mute. I stayed quiet. I didn't respond. So there are times when, yes, you may have the upper hand behind the keyboard, but I'm also pleading that we should exercise some circumspection in the way we write, in the way we respond to people's posts and all that. So that's beside it. Okay, now let's flip the coin to the person that is being trolled. So if you're just joining us, this is the Fixer Show. Let us know where you're watching us from. Share your comments or share your opinion or share your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think may be the reason, or maybe the reason why people do that? People could do that for varied reasons that we may not want to go into the video right now. Okay, now, Fixer Sister, talk to me. How should somebody respond to trolling, especially if what they are saying about you actually did it?
Let me establish a base.
Okay.
Let me just establish a base.
Okay.
One of the strongest indicators of having attained a level of maturity and freedom,
okay,
is your ability not to allow what people say or what their opinions are affect you.
Okay.
Yes. The ability for you to be able to withstand or to shock it, not as if it won't touch you, but to be able to overcome it.
Okay.
To be able to take responsibility for your action.
Okay.
And find peace with yourself when you have apologized. Just find peace, and then let the mountains erupt. Let Mount Fako scatter into two. Let the Red Sea come and fall on people. You have apologized. You have forgiven yourself. You have made peace. Okay. And so I want to first of all establish that. Secondly, people are on the lookout for the next big thing.
Yeah.
We already established that as how hostile the social media environment is. People are on the lookout for the next juicy gossip, for the next little thing. A lot of people are idle. A lot of people are not purpose-driven. A lot of people are not balanced in their view of life. So they are waiting for the next big thing to spend their data on and talk. And so for you who is being trolled, once you have this consciousness already, I'm talking even to myself, or to ourselves, whatever. First thing, I think those who are being trolled should do is to switch off social media for a bit.
Okay.
Especially when the matter is hot, because the more you say stuff, the more you say anything, the more you give bullets. You are giving ammunition for people to take and shoot back at you.
Okay.
So yes, the first step I believe you should do is that you get off from social media for a bit. Don't talk, respond, don't try to explain. Yes, all those, just let people, you know the amazing thing, 2 weeks or even 1 week after people don't talk, they are on to the next big thing.
That's amazing part.
They are on to the very next thing. So
that's amazing thing.
It's amazing. Sometimes I sit and I ask myself, so just yesterday we were talking about, you see this matter we're talking about now, like this Oposo has died like that. Wait. Just recently, was it not this girl, our lady who got married, this actress, what's her name?
Who is that?
Rita Dominic.
Yeah.
Rita Dominic, less than 1 week. It was gone. And the beautiful lady is somewhere in the UK or wherever she's living.
Preparing for her wedding.
Preparing for her church wedding, a white wedding, whatever they call it. And people will talk again after what you go down.
Yeah.
I think what we are conscious of how quickly people move on to the next thing.
Move on to the next thing.
Yes. Even if they come back to you briefly, they will still go back to the next thing.
Next thing.
That's how unstable these people are.
Yeah.
And you deal with that, and you are stable, you are focused. Let them do that. So get a bit. I think it's going to prevent, it's like a tourniquet you tie on a wound to stop the bleeding.
Initially. Yeah.
While we look for long-term treatment of the whole wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first thing I'll put that. Secondly, whoever is going to face some kind of a cyberbullying, whatever, I think we should not always try to always take things too seriously.
Okay.
What people tend to say on social media, yeah. And accept the fact that some people are beneath you. We don't come down to their level.
Okay.
To try to. Those who matter as far as that situation is concerned, those are the people you deal with. Yeah. Let's say it's a case of a scandal, an adultery scandal or whatever. Resolve your issue with the families.
With your family, your spouse, your children.
Yes, do that. In-laws. And you stay back there. And it's true, sometimes some major figures, they need to say something. Yeah. But one thing I've realized, that they need to give a response. One thing I've realized with many great men or leaders, when issues come up, they don't talk immediately.
Yeah.
They'll wait for you guys to burn yourselves out. They'll gather data, they'll gather information from all what you're saying, from the reactions you're seeing, they're watching. They gather information, they get them, and then afterwards they produce a response. I remember when Osinachi, the late Osinachi died, and everyone was on Paul Enenche's head. Everybody, he was in Cameroon healing people, blah, blah, yet people are dying in his church, these things happen in his church. Everybody said what they had to say. Dr. Paul took his time to respond. That's one thing I like about Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul Enenche has a way of waiting and assessing the situation and getting all the facts. And that's why you see his responses are always very concise and straight.
Yeah.
And I was satisfied with the response he gave. It was a very balanced response. It was apologetic. It was opening the whole thing out and expressing how he too can also be helpless. Yeah. You don't look at me as if every single person in church I can solve their problem. If Osinachi refused to open her marital problems to me as a pastor, what would I do? You know? Yeah. Yes. So that's the thing. If you find yourself as a prominent personality, or even you as a normal individual, sometimes people release women's nudes online.
Nudes, yeah.
Yes, sit back, don't talk. Just don't say anything. But if you're a prominent leader that you know some people, you owe some people a response. You can come out and say, yes,
you can come out and say, but you take your time before you come out and respond, not almost immediately. Because I remember when I want to give a cue to what you just said. I remember after the assassination attempt on the life of Apostle Johnson Suleiman, he came out to say something about how he knows the people who did this and all that and all that and all that. Yeah. And almost immediately when the whole thing happened, when 7 people or so had died on his account or on his watch, and apparently his car was bulletproof, and the people that was apparently his security detail were in normal cars, and the fact that he was not shot was because he was in an armored vehicle. Fine. But now people are of the opinion, like what you're saying, that he wouldn't have come out to make such statements. He would have, even if he wanted to come out to make such statements, he wouldn't have said, I happen to know the people that did it. No, and all that. He would have waited to just say, I'm really sorry. I'm coming to just apologize to the families of the people that were lost who were part of my security detail, and they were caught in the crossfire actually, they were after me, but they happened to be what? Collateral damage. Do you understand? Like, he will be apologetic and be so that it doesn't give people another, like you said, ammunition on another thing to really feed on. And I think response time is important. Like when you're being told, your response time is important, and how you respond, especially if it's an issue that borders on the lives of other people, is also as important. And even the time that you decide to respond, what you say is also important. How you say it is also important. You understand what I'm saying? I'm taking a cue from what you said about timing. When the person
yes, there was something you said at the beginning of our discussion, how certain people use they respond to trolling in different ways.
Okay.
While we would advocate that is good, is for moral sake, for the sake of for appropriateness.
Yeah.
Okay, it will be essential to give it some time.
Yeah.
I've realized that with certain individuals, too, as prominent as they are, they love controversy. They have a way they are shocking. Their own method of shocking all this trolling is to equally be arrogant. It's like ghost for bars, For every bars, they give you a ghost. So we see that. We see that with someone like they're ghost bars. Even if it's on 90 ghost bars, we'll give them,
Yes, yeah.
So I've also observed that a lot of prominent figures who are very much online, each of them have their own way they should
approach. Yeah.
Their approaches are different, and I will not vouch for arrogance online. Sincerely speaking, I wouldn't. And for the said man of God whom we have just mentioned here, I equally felt some kind. But if you've also noticed, since then he has not said anything again.
Okay.
Yes, he has just dropped that, and that is it. So it still kind of ties with the principle of not saying much online.
Okay.
You see now, in as much as he has gotten the backlash, he has not talked about it again. And so most often that's what he does. The moment something comes up, he comes and drops his brief video and he doesn't talk again. Whether you put talk, he won't say anything again.
Okay.
And so, yes, people have their approaches. Someone like Mama Blessing CEO, you give her goals, she comes and gives you bars. She gives
I read what Blessing CEO, she said, I don't chase cloud, I am the cloud. People chase me.
She's the cloud.
She says, I don't chase cloud. I am the cloud. Me, Blessing CEO, I'm the cloud.
That is the position she has taken. And that is how she deals with trollers.
I'm telling you, sometimes I'll see she'll put up a post and people will come and write in the comment section. She'll be responding.
She responds.
Like, seriously responding to trolling. And she would even make a whole video and say, you people don't know me, that's me. You can't drag me. If you drag me, I will drag you. And I'm looking at this woman, I'm like, where are you coming from? What stuff are you made of? Who is this woman?
And you better be careful if you want to troll Blessing CEO or your own.
Like in Cameroon, we say you don't say shame by disgrace. You don't kind of Blessing. Innocent. You better. But that's there are people like Blessing CEO that have been able to create that kind of environment where they can shock up they can shock up trolling and cyberbullying. Now let's come to that beauty queen that was in love with her boyfriend, her fiance, or whatever it is, and she, in the course of their relationship, she shared her nudes, or they shared, but apparently it looks like the guys are not bothered if their nudes are being shared online. So I don't know what happened. She attempts to tell the guy, oh, I'm no longer interested in the relationship. And the guy says, you can't leave me. If you leave me, I'm going to leak our little secret. I'm going to put your nudes out there. And probably she said, okay. And the guy put it out there. And before long, as we're talking about trolling, she was trolled to the point where she decided to commit suicide. Even the pregnant lady who was caught with a prophet, the husband put the video online. She was trolled, and apparently it was rumored that she committed suicide. Okay, we have people, because that's the main aim of this thing. But there's something that I believe that the people that are being trolled don't understand. Is what you said earlier, that thing would not last.
No.
The trolling would not last.
1 week maximum. 1 week maximum. 1 week maximum. That is why I don't promote nudes. No, I will never. I will, in fact, whether it's your nail, that is your whoever, these devices we have, you never know in whose hands it will fall.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, even if it's your lover or your significant other who doesn't spread your nudes, you don't know who can hack into a phone. You don't know where the phone can get missing.
Or somebody may even give him he may even give a friend a phone and say, please, can you just, the person says, oh, I want to make a quick call. Can you please just give me your phone? Yes. And the person actually is not making a call, goes through your videos and sends it and deletes. Yeah. You don't even know. So you might even be thinking that that person is the one that leaked it out or whatever information it is. Meanwhile, it was somebody else who is being vindictive or who is being callous. You understand?
There are all types of possibilities as far as our smartphones are concerned. All types of possibilities. Whether it be accidental, because some people have accidentally shared their nudes too.
Yes, they have to their WhatsApp groups and all those kind of things.
WhatsApp group and the moment it enters into any public forum, that's it.
It will spread.
So, yes. So thank you for what you just said again. You said whenever that happens, it don't happen. It's like you've thrown a pillow of feathers in the air. You can't gather it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we should develop the stamina to live with it, to let it pass and slide, because there have been worse things.
Yeah.
And if it has to do with blackmail, because most of this one concern, somebody say, if you don't do this, I'm going to.
Do this. Yeah.
If you don't do this, I'm going to. If you don't do this, I'm going to.
Yeah.
And I've often told ladies, right? If the blackmail is never going to stop, as long as your nudes are out there, you can't guarantee the person is giving you is going to delete everything. So the best way to stop it is not to give the person the satisfaction of knowing that they have been able to scam you or to manipulate you or to do stuff to you. Let them spread it. 1 week maximum, we are on to the next thing. Sorry about whatever damage will be caused. The next thing we ought to do is now begin to work on dealing with the damage.
Do a damage control.
Yes. For instance, the pregnant woman who was caught with whatever. If maybe if she had been able to run away to some place first and stay quiet, away from all the noise. Sit down a bit, and calm down. She may be in the right test, and then maybe with the support group too.
Support system,
support system. Madam, aside a support system, what's your emergency measure you take? You get out of social media, get away. Go away, find some place and hide your head for a bit. Let places cool down. And you begin to work on damage control. Yes, damage control.
Because another thing I think is important is the people you surround yourself with. Don't surround yourself with people that will feed the gossip, because for some strange reasons, yes, your nudes are out there. There is a rumor about you. You did something. You whatever it is that is out there. Somebody's trolling you. Somebody made a video about you. Somebody's accusing you of something or whatever it is that is out there. You have to make sure that you sanitize your immediate surrounding, especially with the fact that you said the person should go out of social media. That is the first key. You go out of social media, but don't let social media come to you. Because if you are around people with devices, they are going to be saying, they don't post up here. They have done this. Oh, this is what they are saying. They are going to feed on your dysfunction. Because you are not on social media, but your friends are on social media. Your family is on social media. And they are going to kind of like be coming back to you to be telling you what people are saying about what was said about you or what is going wrong about you. So you have to create this wall or this barrier or this barricade around yourself, telling them that I don't want to hear anything about this thing. I know sometimes people can really be distraught. They can really be down. I'm sure like the pregnant woman, you know what it means to be pregnant and you have a scandal hanging over your head. It's not, pregnancy in itself is not easy.
Itself is stressful. Yes, it's stressful.
Stand alone. pregnancy is not easy. On its own. Like me, I have very difficult pregnancies. I vomit to probably like 6-7 months of my pregnancy. Just imagine me having a rumor or a scandal hanging on top of my head with an already crisis situation on my hand. Yes, I may not be able to have that emotional control. That's why we talk about support system. People should be your inner caucus, your inner circle should be able to hold your hand at that time. It is immaterial whether the person did it. It is not to point accusing fingers. It's not to say, oh, why did you go with the prophet? Why did you carry the prophet to your matrimonial bed? It's not the time, because yes,
it's not the time.
It's not a time to be irrational. It's not a time to be critical. It's not a time to point fingers. It's a time to say, okay, yes, it has been done. It's out there. But now, how do we manage this? How do we control this? How do we protect this woman? Because if we don't protect this pregnant woman, we don't have only the pregnant woman we are dealing with. We are also dealing with a baby that could go into crisis. We are also dealing with a woman that could go into forced labor because of stress and anxiety. She could go into forced labor. But for whatever reason, this woman felt that she's come to her wit's end. She could not deal. And she was like, this is too much for me. Okay, if I'm alive, I give birth to this baby. I may not have a husband again. And how am I going to do it? How am I going to carry up my head? How am I going to walk down the street? How am I? All those how am I's that are floating in the air. And she decides that, okay, I think suicide is the easiest way out. But basically what we are saying is, if you're being trolled, you have to understand that it will pass. Whether you did it or not, whether it's a rumor or it's a lie or it's a manipulation or it's a fabrication, it is going to pass. It is going to blow over. It is going to, it's not going to be talked about all the time. You understand? It's just that there are some people that would just not let it go. That anytime something about you surfaces, they go drag that issue and bring it to bear. Because it happens a lot with Blessing CEO. You know, Blessing CEO built a house. She built a therapy lounge. But every time she talks about this house, they bring the case of she lying about the house she said belonged to her. Somehow, there are just a few folks that want to rub that in to make that.
As far as this point is concerned, right? These folks also don't realize that we are past that stage.
Yeah.
For you, that when someone wants to remind you of a past or bring it back, you're like, hey, I'm a step further, okay?
Yeah.
That was yesterday, of course, because when you present that confident front for anybody, because the motive behind that is just to bust your bubble. So there are people who just don't want you to be happy.
Yes.
So
they don't want that victory. Yes. They want the victory to be short-lived.
Yes. So it's to let them know, hey, that's my scar. That's part of my legacy. It's behind me. Now I have a house. I have a house. I didn't have a house. The house is there.
Yeah.
So your own say you will bring me house where I'll be life for. Now wait, I get house.
That means some people just get off. They just get off trying to be that person.
Your own you can say, I born this Pekin under those disgraceful circumstances. The Pekin don't go school, don't big. You don't be human being.
Why you still bring her? Okay, like Blessing CEO who in her relationship, she was in an abusive relationship and all that. So when they want to talk to you, they want to talk about Blessing CEO, they say, relationship therapy, so you don't get relationship. You have 3 children. Who is the father? This one, you know, you're an Igbo woman. No person will marry you with 3 children. They would want to not allow you to be that person.
Enjoy
that you
your
are now.
They
will not celebrate they will not celebrate the level that you have gotten to. They will not celebrate the progress you have made. What it took you from moving from that fact that you were being mocked, that you lied about a house that you didn't own, to the process it took you to get your own house. Do you understand? The process it took you to get your own house. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to still drag you into the aspect of how you lied that you own a house. Because there's some people that actually want to do that. So sometimes you may even go over that incident of the fact that your nudes were out there. Or let me just even assume that that happened, you've gone past that. Then somebody says that, oh, I'm interested in this lady, I want to marry this lady. And at least the person comes to you to say, I want to marry this lady and I'm interested in her. And you say that, oh, this is a nice lady. Oh, I like this lady. Oh, she's a good girl. She's nice. But you say, that one. That woman in naked picture before social media. So that kind of woman go marry her. How does her naked pictures on social media define her person?
But unfortunately, we don't think about that.
You would want to discredit her for an opportunity over something she would have gotten over something that happened in her past. But whatever the case may be, whatever we are saying to whoever will be trolled, even I can be trolled tomorrow. I'm also telling myself that whatever it is the situation may be, definitely, like you said, the internet is using, they are looking for the next big thing. They are looking for the next big vibe. They are looking for the next. Okay, let's even look at the case of Davido and Chioma, that they lost. It has blown over now. It was a time
Who's talking about it again?
Nobody's talking about it again. Even Davido is going to have a show. Davido is having a show very soon for the fans. The fans made a show for him. He's going to be having a show and everything. Yeah, World Cup is here. We are talking about how Cameroon, they scored themselves. We are talking about how Portugal gave Ghana a fake. They gave Portugal a fake. They gave Portugal a fake penalty. They gave Portugal a fake penalty. How they bribed FIFA officials. And how, you understand? We go take that cup. As a matter of fact, we don't get to plan B. We don't enter plan B. We go thief the cup. Come na cup. Even a tea cup. Even a mug. Even a glass cup. We go thief the cup. So you have to understand, like you said, you made a statement. You say, don't take it too seriously. Don't take social media seriously. It's a jungle. It's a place that everybody's looking for significance. Everybody's looking for his daily bread. People are doing business. People are looking for attention, and the attention span of people on social media has reduced to 0.00001. That means when they give attention to what is happening to you, before you know it, they are looking for the next person or the next thing, the next comedy, the next situation to give their little attention to. So our advice on the Fixers show is that don't take it too seriously. Yes, you did it. Yes, it's out there, but trust me, it's going to blow over. Trust me, we're going to forget about it. Though some people will still not want to forget about it, but you just move on with your life. Go on, do stuff. If there are things you have wanted to do, do them, because the world is not going to stop if you commit suicide. If the pregnant woman committed suicide, trust me, we are still watching the World Cup. They didn't say, oh, because the pregnant woman committed suicide, we are going to stop our FIFA match from coming on. No, nobody's going to stop the clock. I listened to this lady in Nigeria, Worry Pikin, the real Worry Pikin. She said that even if you say, wait, your children, lock yourself in the room 5 days. Don't come out. They will still watch cartoon. They will still eat. He said, even if you die now, your next of kin will cry 1 hour, to the bank. He's going to check where your money is. Don't kill yourself. Because he said, do the one where your power reach. Because if you don't do the one where your power reach, you say, okay, this is what they're saying about me. I'm going to keep that negative energy. People project what is in them. They project negativity. They project all that negative vibes so that you should suck it in and solve. They want to see you moody. That's why they can't understand the force, the institution called Blessing CEO. Because the moment you are trolling her, she's out with the next video, boasting and bassing. By the time you finish this one, she's come up with a new video, and the world could not, they have not seen something like that before. Whoa. They don't understand. Why can't we break her? Why can our words not break Blessing CEO? Why can Blessing CEO, who does she think she is? You understand? If we remind her of the things that she has done, just maybe we can bring her down. But she says, "Oh, please, you don't know me." He said, "If you want to rub in the mud, I will follow you." It looks like you have forgotten I'm coming from the dead. You want to rub? Both of us will follow rub. I will rub with you. You know that? He said, "You know that I don't have shame. I don't have shame." No. So if you are thinking that you want to see shame, forget about. I don't have shame. You know those kind of things, right?
My friend, wait, so. But you know, say to survive that jungle, you should be like that woman.
You have to go to Blessing. You have to go to Blessing CEO and say, Auntie Bleble, please don't be offended.
No, you see,
help me, help my career.
To survive, truth be told, to survive the onslaught of the social media, you must develop thick skin.
Thick skin.
No, you must. You must develop thick skin. If you are a public figure, if you are somebody who is prominent, you would definitely.
And who is also aspiring to get to that level of prominence or that celebrity status, you have to get ready for cyberbullying and cyber trolling.
Yes.
All
anyone showing the head up there, definitely there are a lot of cutlasses going up.
So if you are not careful, they're going to chop off your head.
Yes, any man must develop his shield to block it.
Yeah, to block, so that you don't allow that to actually get into you. That's why the Bible says that you should guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Thank you so much, my co-fixer. Trust me, I loved this discussion. I think we're still going to be talking more about cyberbullying in our subsequent episodes and editions. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode.
Please, the last statement, please. Okay. While we empower people to face the onslaught, please, let's be empathetic.
Very empathetic.
Your one thing you put out there, you don't know how much you damage your life.
Your life, yeah.
You don't know how much you can cause a loss. You don't know how much you can destroy.
Yes.
Please. Let's have empathy, please.
Empathy and compassion,
please. And compassion. If you have my news, if you have my whatever, if you have some delicate information about me, I beg you, sorry me. Sorry to the next person. That shall not destroy, that shall not kill. Please, don't be that agent to spread that. Don't be.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. She was in love with you when you guys were doing your stuff. Now that it's over, please be respectful and mature.
Mature.
Keep that side of it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fixer Sister. Thank you so much. If you're not following us, please follow us on the Fixer Show on Facebook and on YouTube. Trust me, we'll still be discussing it. I'm going to be introducing a new segment of the Fixer Show. It's called the Fix It segment, and I'm going to ask, what is it that you want to fix, or what do you think, or what you think that you would love to be fixed? So definitely we're going to introduce what you call the Fix It segment as part of the Fixer Show segment. So thank you so much for coming. Our co-fixer Tabi King was supposed to be with us, but for some strange reason he played me mago. He doesn't know why I hear that word. I don't know how the word come on. He played me 419 mago, and he disappeared. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, Fixer Sister. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule. I know you have a lot of things on your plate today, but you decided to take out time to grace the Fixer Show platform. So thank you so much. It is, until we meet or until we come your way next time, it is bye-bye from Team Fixers. God bless you for watching.